Josh, I see you've been acting a little different at work, and I just want to know what's up. Is there something you need to tell me?
I'm very sorry, but the way I've been acting, but my wife's leaving me for my brother.
Wow, I am actually not surprised at all by the looks of you. Mike is definitely the better looking twin, so good for her. Um, is there any way you would like to handle it?
I don't want to talk to you.
You're fired. He's fired. Josh, I see you've been acting a little different since we have came back from Christmas break. You did not show up to our last event we had, and a couple of employees don't like how you've been talking to your coworkers. Since this is affecting my work and everyone else's, I just wanted to reach out to you and see what was going on. You have a very hostile attitude towards employees in the office, and this makes it harder for people to work the way they should be. I know you don't mean to come off like this, but when work isn't being completed, something has to happen.
I'm very sorry about my behavior and how it is affecting the office as a whole. I never really meant to be this type of person, but I have a lot going on and it is hard to handle. I should never bring my problems to work, but this one is just hard to get by.
Absolutely. Things happen, and sometimes it just doesn't take a day to forget about it. I want you to know that I'm always here to talk with you. I care about my employees. If there is anything you would like to talk about, please tell me.
Over break, my fiance told me that she didn't think we should get married, and it really didn't settle too good in my head. I've been thinking about what I did wrong and how I can fix it, but she keeps saying it's not happening.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm always the one to say keep your problems at home, but this is a little more important. I'm happy you came to talk to me about this. Is there any chance we can meet at our lunch break or talk about it in depth another time? Again, I am here for all my employees and just want to make sure everything is okay so the work here can be completed correctly.
Yes, I would love to meet with you later today. Is 12:30 okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. Again, everyone has problems, some are just bigger than others. I want to make sure that you understand this is between us and this does not affect how I look at you as a worker. You have done great things here, and I'm sure you can continue to do that after we get by this. I'll see you at 12:30 to talk about it more, but keep that head up. We need you here.
Good morning, Alex. I've called you in this morning to tell you that I've decided to increase your quota to about 200 sales this upcoming quarter. This means that you have to sell 300 tests by the end of the quarter, so good luck with that.
That doesn't seem like a very realistic sales goal.
Does it look like I care about your sales goals? I've called you into the office this morning to tell you I have decided to increase your quota by 20 tests for the upcoming quarter. You have to sell 120 tests by the quarter's end, which is June 30th. This is a goal that I see as achievable for you because you are one of our company's most consistent sales representatives. I'm fully confident you will be able to reach this goal because you have continued to prove that you are able to face any challenge given to you. The outcome of you teaching this increased quota will be an increase in your quarterly bonus by $5,000. This should give you plenty of initiative to give your best effort at meeting your next quota. You have continued to be a valuable asset for this company, and I believe you deserve the opportunity to make an extra $5,000 next quarter. Do you think you will be able to accumulate 120 tests by the end of the quarter?
Yes, I am glad you see such great potential in me, and I believe I can make this quota, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.
The deadline for the quota is June 30th. I believe you have all the necessary skills to attain the goal I have set for you, and I do not see it as being out of reach based off your past sales performance. You have networked yourself tremendously and seem to have plenty of clients and plentiful resources to meet this new quota.
I agree that I do have plenty of clients and resources to achieve this goal. The doctors I have been communicating with recently have been consistent at ordering tests, and it seems like they will continue to be consistent. The June 30th deadline should give me plenty of time to reach this new sales quota.
So just to clarify, you will need to sell 120 tests by June 30th. I just want to ensure that you know what your new quota is, and I believe you will be able to exceed my expectations just as you have since I began being your manager.
Yes, I entirely understand the new quota and deadline you have set. Thank you for believing and supporting me.
I will check in with you on June 1st to see where you stand on accomplishing this quota. Continue to do great work. This company sees how valuable you are, and I know you will continue to do great work.
That sounds great. I look forward to giving you an update on June 1st. Thank you again for believing in me.
So Alex, I've increased your sales quota by 20 tests, and it does not look like you're going to meet this new sales goal. You're doing a piss poor job when I expected you to meet my expectation with flying colors, so figure it out.
I've been working really hard and unfortunately will come up short this quarter. I will do better next quarter.
Well, your hard work hasn't paid off. Figure out what you're going to do, or I will. Hello Alex, I wanted to have this meeting with you today because I realized that there's 1 week left in this quarter and you still need 24 more test sales to hit your quota. After hearing your sales pitch, I noticed that you speak very quickly. I think you should slow down so that doctors have a chance to process the information you are sharing with them. I know you are a phenomenal salesman, but I just wanted to give you this tip because I feel it will help you greatly. I also noticed you have the least number of clients out of all the sales representatives that I manage currently. I think you can grow your network by going to conferences at hospitals within your area to grow your clientele. These are 2 important factors that can be improved. This is important because these will enable you to sell more tests and help you hit your sales quota. How do you feel you are doing so far this quarter?
I have to sell 24 more tests before the week is over to hit my quota, so it does not look like I will be able to hit my quota this quarter. But I do feel like I've been doing a good job. With the increase in my quota, it is making it much more challenging. I tried very hard to sell as many tests as possible, but it seems this quarter I may fall a bit short.
Well, how do you think you can improve your performance?
I agree that I do speak fast while giving my sales pitch to doctors, so I'll make sure that I slow down to allow them to process all the information I'm giving them. I should also do a better job at networking myself and need to increase the number of clients that I have. I will try to go to more conferences this coming quarter, but those conferences are usually 3 hours long, which makes them very time consuming. I do understand, however, that by going to them I will be able to gain more clients, which will help me reach my new quota.
I'm glad that you agree with the advice that I've given you. I understand that conferences are usually very long, but I believe this will help you tremendously once you have a larger clientele. I think these improvements will allow you to gain more sales and improve your skills overall as a salesman. Just to clarify, try to slow down while speaking to the doctors and make it to a few conferences next quarter so that you can grab more clients. You have continued to impress me up to this point. I understand the increase in your sales quota makes your job more challenging and stressful, but I know that you will be able to accomplish anything that I challenge you with. You are one of the best sales representatives that this company has, and I know you will continue to prove how valuable you are. Try to finish out the quarter as strong as possible.
Thank you.
Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, John. I know you guys recently broke up, and I wanted to have this meeting because you've been arguing in the workplace. John, can you tell me what happened?
So like, I think you're cute and all, but like, you've been calling me so many times during the day, and I just can't do this anymore. I'm just completely annoyed by the way you treat me, and I don't think this is gonna ever work out.
I definitely agree with John. Sarah, I don't know what you
I
do.
didn't even get to say my side.
No one values your side.
No one cares.
I'm done with this place. Done.
Where are you going?
Not
Babe.
working here anymore. No,
Babe,
no,
wait.
no, babe, no,
Babe,
nothing.
babe,
no,
wait.
nothing.
Good
Wait,
morning, John. Good morning, Sarah. We need to discuss how the arguments that are occurring are affecting work performance and other employees at work. You have not been working diligently together, and it has shown based on the spreadsheets your group has submitted the past 2 weeks. There have been errors in both sections you two submitted, and I believe it's because you have been busy bickering back and forth. There have also been complaints from coworkers because arguments that have been distracting to them. Your work and the work of those around you cannot be affected by the conflict between the both of you. We need to come to a compromise. I would like to meet the both of you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. in my office. See you then. Hello, John. Hello, Sarah. I would like both of you to present your viewpoints on why arguments have been occurring at work. John.
Alex, I feel the main reason arguments have been happening is because Sarah continues to harass me with questions about why our relationship ended while we are working. It annoys me a lot, and I end up getting angry, which causes the argument to erupt.
I believe that I deserve answers to the questions I am asking about in our relationship. Also, I'm not harassing John with questions while we are working. I'm a professional and do work while we're expected to do work.
That's not true. You're constantly asking me why I ended things between us while I am trying to get my work done.
I've never brought up our relationship when we were trying to work diligently. You're a liar.
Alright guys, calm down. Nothing will get solved if we sit here and argue with each other. John, can you please give Sarah the satisfaction of at least telling her why you chose to break up with her?
Well, yes, I can. I chose to break up with you, Sarah, because I was no longer happy being in our relationship, and it felt it would be smarter to end it earlier rather than later so that we could preserve our work relationship.
I don't see why you weren't happy being with me, but I guess I can accept the answer. All I wanted was a legitimate answer, and now that you have given me one, we can move on from this. I agree preserving our work relationship is important so that we can continue to be diligent.
I'm glad you guys have met on common ground and agreed that your work is much more important than the drama between the both of you. To ensure these arguments do not ensue, I will move both of you to opposite parts of the office and you'll do all communicating through email. You will do this for 2 weeks and we will evaluate how things are going, and I'll consider moving the two of you back to the same part of the office because I feel that being closer to one another makes it much easier for you guys to get work done quickly. What else will you both do to ensure that you will not continue to argue in the office? John?
I'll make sure that I'm not communicating with Sarah very much, and I'll keep it work related. Now that we have to come to a compromise, I will limit communication with her altogether to ensure no more arguing ensues.
I will make sure to limit how much I'm communicating with John and try to keep away from face-to-face conversation for the next 2 weeks so that I can allow myself to cool down and reestablish a professional mindset.
Great. I appreciate your efforts to reach a compromise. The two of you will be sitting on opposite sides of the office for the next 2 weeks, and your communication will be limited to technology through email. We'll have another meeting on April 17th to see how things are going between the two of you and discuss the possibility of getting you close to one another again. Thank you for your time this morning. Go get your work done.
Hey Christian, I noticed you have been handling your work late the past couple weeks, and that's not really cool, and it hurts other people in the company, so like chill out and get your work in on time.
Sorry, bro. I've been going through a divorce and I'm super stressed out.
Well, your first mistake was getting married, but I don't want to hear excuses. Also, I've heard a rumor that you've been drinking in the office. What's good with that?
What? Who said that? I know it's that rat Robbie. Totally not true.
Yeah, whatever, man. It's just rumors, but you really need to fix this problem, and I don't know what you plan on doing, and I'd love to help, but I'm really busy, so you gotta figure this out so my boss in accounting will get off my ass.
Yeah, alright. Sounds good, man.
Hello, Christian. I called you in my office today to talk about some issues that have come to my attention. Over the past 3 weeks, your weekly sales reports have been coming in late, and I found numerous errors on them as well. This is an issue that I've not seen with you previously, so it's alarming that it's becoming one now. As you know, the expectations are that all reports are to be handed on time and double-checked for errors. In addition to these late reports, I have also caught wind from a few people in the office that you've been coming to work smelling like alcohol. As you know, this company has a zero-tolerance policy when it comes to being intoxicated in the office. Christian, as you know, these weekly reports go straight over to accounting, and if there are errors on them, it can have a major impact on our revenues and can negatively affect our company. Also, when these reports come in late, you are adding stress to others in the office who receive your reports, and your late work puts them behind it in a hole. As for the accusations that you've been drinking before work, that creates a massive distraction to everybody in the office and also alarms myself that there are other issues that we need to discuss. Christian, can you explain to me why these issues are happening and what you plan to do to fix them?
Yes, Noah. I'm sorry for my late work. I had no idea the negative impact it was having on other people in the office. Last month I went through a divorce with my wife, and I'm adjusting to get my life back in order. So my mind has not been fully at work. I promise that I will not let my personal life interfere with my work, and I will start handing in all my work on time and double checking it. As for the accusations that I've been drinking, that is absolutely a lie. There was maybe one morning I might have been coming in smelling a little because I went out on a Sunday night celebrating my best friend's birthday. That should not be an issue moving forward.
In order to make sure that this problem is fixed, I want your reports handed in early Friday morning so that way I know they're handed in, and if they are not, I'll remind you to get them done by the end of the day. I will also be periodically checking in on you just to fully make sure that those accusations about the drinking problem are not true. It's not that I don't believe you, it's that this is a serious problem to come across, and I will be at fault if I do not take action on it. I plan to take these following steps in order to make sure the problem is resolved. First, I will make sure that you're getting your reports in on time and error-free. Second is we will meet every Wednesday in my office at 3 p.m. for the next 3 weeks so I can get an update on how you're doing. Lastly, I'll be dropping by your office periodically to also check in and make sure that the accusations of drinking are false. I plan to take these steps because I know divorces can be rough, and I want to make sure that you are focused at work and reaching your max potential. I also need to make sure you're in the correct mental state because as your boss, I am obligated to help you if there are further more serious issues at hand. Christian, I'm going to compose a written agreement with all the corrective steps I just mentioned, which you and I must sign. If the conditions are not met in a 30-day period, then you and I are going to have a talk about termination. Like I said, we're going to follow up every Wednesday at 3 p.m. in order to ensure that you are back on track. Christian, I'm going to document the discussion with Human Resources in your employee file. Have a nice day.
The agreed upon expectations when you last met were that you were to attend the time management classes I enrolled you in, and that you would pass all of those classes and arrive to work on time every day. Not only have you continued to arrive late to work every day, but also you did not attend 2 of the 4 time management classes you were scheduled to attend. Therefore, you do not live up to the performance improvement plan you agreed to when we last met. As discussed many times previously, your continued lateness negatively impacts upon our practice because it affects patient satisfaction, since patients are kept waiting because due to your lateness in beginning to work the physician session. Even if we have another medical assistant to cover for you, there will still be delays because the medical assistants will be working with 2 physicians, which will slow her down. Dissatisfied patients may leave our practice and go elsewhere for medical services, which would result in loss of revenue for our practice. We can't permit this to go on. As you know, we have made every attempt to help you get to work on time. I have adjusted your start time to 10 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. and you said that would help to get to work on time, but that did not happen. You still continue to arrive late to work. I asked you what suggestions you may have to resolve the lateness problems, and you had none. You said you did not know why you were always late for every event, not just work. I then enrolled you in a time management classes, which would help you identify why you are not arriving to work on time. I explained that you were required to attend all of these classes and arrive on time for work each day in order to fulfill the performance improvement plan. I issued your 3rd and final warning, which expressly states that if you are late or miss any of the classes you were enrolled in, you would be further disciplinary action up to and including termination. You started to understand. You stated you understood this and signed off on it. I explained that the follow-up period would be for the next 60 days. However, we would be meeting after 30 days to see how it was going. Stacy, there has been no improvement in your lateness. In fact, you continue to show up late to work every day and have missed 2 of the 4 time management classes you were enrolled in. That shows a total lack of interest in improving your lateness because you didn't even attend all of the scheduled classes. As discussed previously during our last meeting, since there has been no improvement in your lateness and you did not attend all scheduled classes, your employment with our practice is being terminated effectively today. Stacy, your last paycheck will be mailed to your home. Your health benefits will be terminated at the end of this month. If you choose to pay to extend your coverage until you become employed elsewhere, you can complete a COBRA form and Human Resources will mail you those forms to your home so you can review them. And if you have any questions, here is the Human Resource contact phone number for you to call. Since you are being terminated for cause, meaning that you are not being laid off, you are being terminated due to your continued lateness. Our Human Resource Department does not offer outplacement services. However, if you have any questions for them, please call them at the phone number I provided to you. Stacy, do you understand all of the information, and do you have any questions? Stacy, please give any paperwork you are planning on before leaving. I have boxes for you to pack up any personal items you may have in your locker and workstation. Also, please give me your photo ID and keys to our practice. Our security guard will stay with you to help you pack and escort you from the building once you have finished. Stacy, Human Resources have